Hello.
Once your introduction ends, please you can call me straight away. I'm going to introduce her now. She's coming up now.
Community and primary care is currently working for NHS England, NHSE, as an embedded clinical commissioning pharmacist, leading clinical commissioning and medicines optimization agenda in an acute NHS trust to ensure that clinical pharmacist with over 14 years combined experience.
Can you hear her? If you can hear her, please wait. I just need one way.
We just need to mute people. I think there's some background noise.
Please, can you please help us mute? I try to mute everyone, but some people are still on mute.
Is in accordance with self. Alongside this, she is also the clinical pharmacist and is growing number of clinical pharmacists for some primary care networks, PCNs. This involves the development, coordinating research in the delivery of pharmacy and medicine optimization elements of the network service specifications within the National Gas contract, which helps improve locally the quality of the prescribing and cost-effectiveness and ultimately patient care for a more efficient health system in a limited economy. Wealthier also has an entrepreneurship portfolio with a company that provides pharmacy services across various drug streams, a foreign exchange business, a business management. She is an educational associate guardian for Brains and Butter, a leading organization in the educational space that helps maximize access on academic experience in Nigeria and studying in the UK. BUKOLA, a lifelong trustee of the Nigerian charity organization, the Rise to Eminence Foundation, which provides financial support by academic students in order to complete their basic primary education. She is a UK registered independent prescriber, a member of Primary Care Pharmacy Association, PCPA, Neonatology Pediatric Pharmacist Group, NPP, and British Oncology Pharmacy Association, COPA. She is also a registered pharmacist in Nigeria. Let's make welcome Mrs. BUKOLA Oye.
Welcome, Ms. BUKOLA.
Hello. That's better.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Sorry, I know you're all muted, so you might not be able to answer me back. I'm so sorry. I'm still actually at work today, but it's such an amazing honor to be part of this event, this conference today. So I'm so delighted to actually be able to convey some of the knowledge I have and try and impact as many people as possible, especially as we all understand the situation that we're all facing in this current climate. Our faith is very important, and at the same time, our health is important. And as Sister Mary said earlier, knowledge is power. So there's nothing much more better than actually, you know, engaging and also learning new things or having new information that can actually empower us. So what I want to do is actually, I did some slides that I would like
Please unmute yourself.
I have.
Okay, thanks. Go on.
Yeah. Just bear with me a moment. Okay. So, Sister Mary, can you see my slide?
Yes,
so
yes, yes,
okay.
Go on. Yes.
So basically my talk is basically around faith, health, and wealth. And we've all heard the popular saying that says health is wealth. This actually gives a whole new, bigger meaning as to our life, the meaning of our life, and how health is considered the most valuable and the most precious thing to any individual. Good health does not only mean the absence of disease in the body, but also a complete physical, mental, social, as well as spiritual well-being of any individual. I have this to just break the ice a little bit, which shows a lady, a medical professional saying that, oh, someone is praying for you. I guess you won't be needing me then. And this is just to try and draw your attention that we need a balance in both of them. We need a balance in our faith. We need to balance it with the medical advice out there, the medical options that are out there to treat ourselves. Albert Einstein, as some of you may, especially the people in the medical field or in the science field, may be aware of this genius, Albert Einstein. He did say that science without religion is lame, and religion without science is blind. And this is why the WHO have actually got a very big program to connect people to the healthy resources and address the complex health and social needs of the community of any country, because they know that they need to address your faith and try and balance that with the options that they are providing to say that they want to cure this condition or they want to treat this condition. There is overwhelming majority of scientific studies that highlight the positive health benefits of faith. And this leads me nicely to saying that faith is a predictor of good health. You know, we all know that religious practices, you know, depending on, no matter where you are, you know, whether you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, you know, they condemn unhealthy behaviors, such as drinking alcohol in excessive amounts, smoking, gambling, premarital relationship, extramarital relationship. Even some of the chronic conditions have been linked to unhealthy relationship, such as with relationship with God first, relationship with ourselves, and relationship with other people. We know that praying and worshiping, there has been studies to show that it reduces stress and anxiety. Yeah? The same way people of faith have lived a more purposeful life. This improves their mood, improves their mental state and well-being. Being part of a faith group also, as I said, improves emotional well-being. And in that aspect, gives people this satisfaction of life and making them feel more happier. So health is wealth. What do we mean by health is wealth? We know that poor physical and financial health overwhelmingly goes hand in hand. If you have a poor health, that can lead to devastating medical expenses and financial ruin, especially in a community or in a country where you have to pay for your health expenses, such as America, a lot of African countries. So the public, also financial insecurity, you know, if you're in debt or, you know, you can't manage your finances well, it becomes quite a stressful condition for people. And that actually ends up turning or could turn into a mental health condition or even chronic conditions such as hypertension, cardiac diseases, just because you're constantly in that palpitating nature. Interestingly, for financial problems and health problems, it is uncommon for their problems to be directly related to their behavior. For example, somebody that is in excessive debt is usually true that they've spent money beyond their means, or, you know, they've misplanned, you know, their financial state. Also, somebody that is, say, overweight or out of shape, it could be that, and then they have, you know, blood pressure or high blood pressure or diabetes. It could be that they're actually eating the wrong food and they're not exercising enough, apart from the genetic modification that can be done. It is true that wealth and health problems are frequently directed to behaviors. And that is why the government in the public sector are focusing the culture of health. They've recognized this and they're focusing the culture of health to a more holistic approach, which needs a behavioral change. So of course, it's simple to say, but we know that it's not easy to do, to actually make these behavioral changes. But it is clear that that is what is actually needed in our community. We need to be able to make those changes. We need to develop a plan that is aligned to those goals that will help make those changes. And I will touch more on that at the end of my presentation. So healthier is wealthier. Healthy citizens are more productive because they earn more, they're living a more happier life, they live a more balanced life generally. Better health also reduces financial costs to the healthcare to the families, healthcare to the community, and overall to the government. I just want to touch quickly about something that is very close to my heart. This picture is a picture of a typical Nigerian hospital ward. Okay, so not a fancy ward like we are opportuned in the UK. You can see not enough beds, people sitting or lying down on the floor being treated on the floor, not enough facilities basically. This is why I use Africa as a case study, because Africa is actually having increasing number of wealthy people. At the moment, we have 160,000 individuals of an excessive fortune of over $1 million in Africa. This is looking to grow by 2024 by 45%, which makes the people number about 230,000, something like that in Africa. But still, we have the world's poorest nations. Health is not seen as a basic human right. There's poverty, deepened inequalities, which is causing health disparities. And of course, that would result to health outcomes that are very poor due to lack of access to basic infrastructure. But the funny thing is 84% of people in Africa are religiously affiliated. So my people, what are we actually getting wrong here? We talk about our religion, we talk about our faith, and it teaches us to practice all this goodness, but that is not being applied. How can we support ourselves to actually make that change that is needed? So I would like to draw your attention to 5 personal goals. And one of my favorite quotes, bear in mind I'm a Muslim, but I know I have very close people that are Christians. So, you know, they do talk about the scripture a lot, and, you know, I do pay attention to those things. And one of the things that I picked up from somebody that is very close to me was this scripture that says, your word is a lamp to my feet and a lamp and a light for my path. So we are marvelously designed by God. You know, he's already, created us. He's giving us all the tools that we need to live this impactful life. Our soul, spirit, mind, and body are well connected, and they work together perfectly according to his design. So we just need to do that little bit of our own, our own thing to make everything work together for us, to make everything balance out, and for us to live a more purposeful life. And the first one is awareness. The fact that you need to know that these 3 things are connected. You know, your faith is connected to your health, in choosing the right behaviors, in choosing the right goals and values, and it's connected to making money, to having that financial freedom. You can't separate them. They go hand in hand. Okay? We need to be aware of the benefits of making those healthier choices. And part of being aware is this sort of program that you're joining today to listen to is part of enlightening you that this thing has to go hand in hand. These factors have to go hand in hand. Then we need to have the desire to make the change. If the will is not there, the way is not going to be there. You have to have that desire that I want to improve my well-being. I want to improve my health. I want to improve my spiritual health. I want to improve my physical health. I want to improve my mental health. And then you write it out. You have to write it out. A lot of people tell me they have their plans in their head. It doesn't work. There's only so much you can put in your head. You need to write it down. You need to see it every day. Paste it somewhere where you sit in front of the mirror. When you wake up, you look at that and it reminds you of your plan. It reminds you of your goals, of your targets. When you see it every time, you would be drawn to it. You would be drawn to actions towards it that can apply it, and then it would eventually work. Also, improving our knowledge, the health beliefs, the habits. What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you listening to actually increase your knowledge? You know, Sister Mary said earlier, knowledge is power. I will keep repeating that. Ignorance is not a bad thing. You know, we just need to learn. We need to actually increase our knowledge of what we don't know. We keep learning. Every day you keep picking up something new. This COVID situation has opened my eyes to a number of things that, you know, in a million years, I might not have even realized or even known. You know, and this COVID situation, the way it is now, it's changed the way we do things. This is going to be our new norm. The fact that a lot of us will be working from home, the fact that a lot of us, you know, will be holding consultations over the phone to our patients, we'll be doing virtual calls rather than seeing the patient only a need-must basis. And this is something that we thought was never going to be possible, that, oh no, I want to see my patient. I want to see, you want to have that, you know, physical interaction with your patients. But unfortunately, the COVID situation is not allowing that. And then also the application and the practice of that. Practice makes perfect. You know, if you don't keep practicing your plan, it's not going to work. You can't say today I'm going to choose, say for example, you're trying to lose weight. And then I have people that will say, oh, I have a cheat day, I have a cheat day. Sometimes your cheat day would extend to a cheat week. And then your cheat week will extend to cheat months. And then before you know it, that plan is out of the door. Just because of the discipline is not there. So if you know yourself, if you know that you're not the sort of person that can be disciplined about it, don't even tolerate cheat days. Let cheat days come later on when you've reached the size that you want to reach, or when you've reached your goals. Because by then you've built that discipline, you've built that tough, you know, block that, no, I'm not going back to where I came from. And then of course, reinforcement has to do with your support system. Who are the people that are supporting you? Who are your cheerleaders? You know, we talk about, you know, the faith group. It could be that a lot of your friends are of the same faith. That is good. You know, stick with them and let's encourage each other. And because, you know, you have all these things in place, then you have a good, you know, you would have a better outcome. You would be able to reach those, you know, those healthier choices, those healthier behavior, that behavior change that you need so desperately to change, that would then start to become a reality for you. And finally, I would like to end with one of my favorite quotes. If you're an entrepreneur and you're a motivational speaker, you might know who Jim Rohn is. If you're not, basically, he's like a very accomplished, he's like father of, you know, entrepreneurship. You know, Jim Rohn is like the go-to person. And if you want to read more about how to motivate yourself in terms of success, just put him in Google and, you know, listen to his talks, or listen to people that, you know, that they derived their schooling from Jim Rohn. You learn a lot about life and about happiness and, you know, reaching out for your, in terms of like your faith, how you can turn it around to achieve purpose. So it says, I wish for a life of wealth, health, and happiness, a life in which you give to yourself the gift of patience, the virtue of reason, the value of knowledge, and the influence of faith in your own ability to dream about and achieve worthy rewards. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation. I'm happy to take any questions if you have any.
Oh, thank you very much, Ms. Bukola. We've got some questions here on the chat page, and I'm going to quickly read them. Can I go on?
Yes, please.
I have a busy lifestyle. How do I practice a healthier lifestyle? I leave home to start work early and return very late. How do I practice a healthier lifestyle?
Okay, so my answer to that would be, first of all, you need to realize, what are you actually doing? In the sense that when you leave home early and come back at night, do you have to actually do that? Is there a way that, so say for example, you're working, is there a way you can actually work smarter rather than harder? You know, have a plan in place. You know, when I started a couple of this year, for example, I'll use this year as an example, my daughter is doing the 11 plus, and I said, I need to be able to support her. How best do I support her? It does mean that I would have to take a pay cut by working reduced hours, but everything is seasonal, and you need to know that everything is seasonal. I know that it's only going to be for a short time, just to support her while she does what she's doing, and mommy is at home to hold her hands and things. And then once she's gotten into the school of a desired choice where she will thrive, then I can move on back to my normal hours, you know, full time. So, you know, like, we put a lot of emphasis that I need to work, I need to work, I need to work. But do you really, honestly, you need to be honest with yourself. Do you really need to do all those hours? All those hard hours of 12 hours, 15 hours, and then you don't enjoy, you know, the rest period. The rest period is so short, you don't get to enjoy it. And then you think about, okay, what's going to happen to me? This work that you're doing forever, you know, you can't carry on for 10 years of doing this. You can't carry on, you know, 5 years of doing this. You may get ill. What's going to happen then? Then you will be forced to stop that work. Yes, you will be. So it's about us just sitting down and let's just think again. Go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what am I exactly trying to achieve? I need a balanced life. What is important? Well, you know, for people, I see somebody saying 12.5 hours of work as a nurse. Yes, 12.5 hours, but then it's not every day, is it? You know, people choose 3 days, long days, 3 days, and then they have the other 4 days. Doing 12.5 hours on a stretch, yes, it's not healthy, because I know my colleagues, they don't even get a break. They get a break, tea will get cold whilst you make tea for them. You know, that will get cold before they even have a chance to drink it. So yes, it's not healthy, but that is the demand of the job that you've gone to. And it is your choice at the end of the day to do those 3 long days and have your 4 days free. Or, you know, I have people that do that, and those 4 days, instead of them to rest, they will go and pick up locum shifts, because we've put that pressure on ourselves that we want this for our family back home. We want that for our family. And it's good. It's nice to be, you know, to have that philanthropy spirit, to want to help people. But is that going to be at the detriment of your own health? Then it's not fair. It's not right. Where's your self-care? You need to always bring yourself back to that stage of, I need to care for myself first. You have to be in the best version to be able to help other people. There's no point me sending money to somebody when I'm on my sick bed, is there? Nobody is going to care. And that's the unfortunate reality of life. The moment you're not able to send that money anymore, that's it. They're not going to bother calling you anymore. So let's be real with ourselves, and let's look after ourselves first. You come first. You need to look after yourself. And even with your family, I love my children, I love my husband, but I come first. My health comes first. I have to be mentally right for them to be able to function. I have to be physically right to be able to function. Does that answer the question a little bit?
Thank you. Even the person that asked the question said, well said. I've got some comments, and some people said, thank you for the educative presentation. Bravo.
Thank you very much for listening.
And another person said, truth be said. Thanks, Mrs. Oye.
Thank you very much.
There is a question I have for you, Miss. As a registered nurse who works for 12.5 hours, how can you balance health and wealth?
Okay, so again, I've just mentioned slightly on that. It's about planning, okay? So for example, we all know that when we work those long hours, let's talk about food, yeah? Because food has to do with a lot of things. Food helps us to feel comfortable. When you're not happy or you're down, you snack on things that you enjoy, yes? What do you do when you're working those long hours? Make sure that you've prepared your meal, or maybe you're buying meal from the hospital, make sure it's healthy. If you're gonna snack on healthy things, yeah? In terms of you doing those long hours, there's absolutely nothing you can do trying to shorten those hours, because that's what you've chosen. You've chosen to do 12.5 hours over so many days. But the other steps you can take is ensure that you take regular breaks. I have people that will tell you, oh, I've gone 8 hours without a break. That is not, well, we thank God that we're in a country that has laws. That is not allowed. You have to have a break after 6 hours. It's the law. No matter how short it is, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, take that break. Make it a point of duty to take that break. You might not do anything, useful in that break. It could just mean I'm sitting down and strolling through my phone, or I'm sitting down chit-chatting, but take that break. It's good mentally also, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be rushed off your feet and go and make mistake. And in the court of law, you have no leg to stand on, I'm sorry to say, because they will tell you, you should have taken your break. They're not gonna say, oh, your ward was so busy and you were helping and you were the hero and you were the nurse on duty, so you had to, you had to put everybody together. Nobody is gonna listen to that. And yeah, that is the reality, unfortunately. So you need to protect yourself by making sure you take those breaks. 15 minutes is 15 minutes. Every 6 hours, you're entitled to 15 minutes of break. So you take that break and look after yourself. Go and chat to a friend. Go and call somebody. Check your phone. Browse through your phone, within that 15 minutes. But you've taken that mental break away from your work environment. And then you go back. Feel a little bit more refreshed. Take your lunch break after. Make sure you're eating. Make sure you exercise. Anyway, when you're a nurse, you're forever on your feet. So you're working up and down. You guys clock 10,000 steps in no time. So, but just be aware of all those things and plan yourself. Don't do 12.5 hours and then say, oh, I need to go and pull this locum again. Don't do that to yourself, please. I can only, because at the end of the day, what you're chasing, you will find out that you may not be doing it for the right reasons. So if you choose to do all those hours and you choose to do it for the right reasons. So yeah, do it for the right reasons and do it for yourself. Be healthy for yourself.
Thank you very much, Miss. I've got some compliments here for you. Let me read it before we go to the next agenda on our program. Well said, Mrs. Oye. Oh,
thank you.
Well said, Mrs. Oye. And the presentation was well presented. Planning and working smart is the key. Well
Absolutely.
done.
Thank you.
And another person said, the people were trying to write what they were able to pick.
I can send the slides.
Okay, that would be helpful. Yeah. Oh, I've got so many questions here. I think we'll have to come back to questions. I've got someone. Sorry, Ma. Let me read it to you, then you can note it down if you're still with us. Okay. Before we got other speakers waiting. Sorry, Ma. Like, how many hours should we sleep per day? And thank you for your input. Most appreciated, Mrs. Oye. Mrs. Oye, thank you very much. In fact, she's such a very busy woman that I thought I am busy. Oh my God, I have a boss. She's very, very busy. So thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us. Like I said to us, everyone, that, this event is one in lifetime. The information you are going to get from this platform today, it will last you for the rest of your life. if you are being honest with yourself. There are some things that I was able to note as well, but because of our time, I will not be going into it. That is why we need to be very attentive. These few hours that we are going to spend, please don't let anything distract you. They are one in lifetime. I'm going to quickly share a slide. Thank you very much, Mrs. Oye. Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.